TG Geeks, episode 328, May 31st, 2021. A podcast for geeks. Hello and welcome to another webcast from tggeeks.com, where Ben and Keith, the two gay geeks, talk about all aspects of geekdom and nerdery, sci-fi, comics, film, horror genre. You name it, we talk about it. I am Keith Lane. We are coming to you from TG Squared Studios in lovely Phoenix, Arizona, and we have a guest in the studio with us today.
Yes, we do. And I'm Ben Raggington, and I've got a buzz.
You have a buzz, yes.
I've been drinking wine.
Yes, we have Chuck Tomasi here, and he was dancing to the intro music, which was right out of GarageBand, actually.
How did you see that? I was behind your back.
You shadows,
I turned
baby.
around. Yeah.
Shadows.
Shadows. I can see in the.
That's the real purpose of these pictures here.
Exactly,
so I can
see what's
us.
behind me.
Yeah.
Let's get on with this show.
Prepare for hyperdrive.
Meanwhile, in the Hall of Episodes, the two gay geeks are discussing this.
Well, we are, as a matter of fact, we're going to talk to Chuck Tomasi from Technorama podcast.
No, he's just here to hijack the show.
Yeah, and what the topic is Trek. And don't you have another one? We have like five or so? Seven?
Oh my.
Freestyle, topic is Trek, Technorama, Podcasting for Dummies, the companion podcast, Breakpoint, which is my work podcast, and then there's about 4 live streams we do at work too.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's a full-time studio.
Yes, I guess. Then we're going to have some birthday shout-outs, which is always fun. And
everybody loves those.
Featured podcast of the week and our feedback segment and some regular shout-outs. In the second segment, we have something that I think I will talk about unless you...
I have nothing. I don't
have
have anything, so I look forward to seeing or hearing what you have planned.
And then we have our wacky we clap.
We clap?
We clap.
Did you say we clap?
We clap. Yay!
Clap on.
Clap off.
The lights just went off. What happened?
The crapper. Oh, the clapper. Then a regular shout out.
That just went right down the toilet.
It did. It certainly did. Let's move on.
Damn, that's a long last note.
Yes. So is that a good enough intro for you, Chuck?
Wow, I feel like I had just had some walk-on music.
There you go.
Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Be here all week.
I kept expecting to hear, thank you very much. Yeah.
So, Chuck Tomasi, who is a very good friend of ours and is the head of Technorama. How long has Technorama been going on?
Oh, my God.
We just passed our 16th year. Since
2000.
2005.
And we're coming up on 7 this on June 20th.
Yeah, and I thought we've been going on a long time.
I know, it's like forever.
You kids get off my podcast.
I mean, 16. I mean, especially when you consider the most podcasts fade after like 3 to 5 years.
Yeah,
if that.
Well, and your very first podcast was in the car, so you're hiding from Donna.
That's
that was pre-Technorama.
That was pre-Technorama.
Warm-up. Yeah, I was ninja casting from the minivan for a while.
Ninja casting. That's what we call it.
Yeah. This hobby worked out pretty well, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Career out of it.
And Donna's here as well. So
podcasting be very, very good to me.
We've had a few beverages and some snacks, and then we're going to have dinner. And
I haven't had
some
any
more
snack.
beverages.
I haven't had any.
Well,
snacks.
You haven't had any snacks.
I wanted to be snack free, but just wine only.
Snack free. All right. So I'm going to try to turn around here and kind of face Chuck.
I don't dare.
Hopefully my mic won't fall off onto the floor.
Yeah, I recognize those mics.
Yeah.
I wonder where
we
they
got
came
those.
from. We got them from Chuck.
Yeah. these SM7Bs are really great.
They are nice.
They are
They are.
nice.
You know,
mics.
it's funny because there's an author that we love to interview. He lives in North Carolina, and he says the first time we interviewed him, he said, radio gods.
Yes, he
And,
calls
and my
us the
joke,
radio gods.
my joke, no, it's the microphones. We have
It's the microphones.
we have really good microphones.
That's what I tell people too. They go, "Wow, Chuck, you really have the voice for podcasting." I said, no, it's all in the equipment.
It's all, it's all the hardware.
Anyone can sound like they're on NPR.
What do you that's the Shure? Is that
I have a Samson.
Samsung
CO1.
CO1, yeah. That's our extra mics that we have
microphone.
that we drag around when
Had
we
I
go
known,
to-
I would have brought my own.
Yeah, there you go.
Keith and I use the nice ones. We give crap to everybody else.
Yeah, you have some really nice mics now. What are those?
I still have the PR40 that came with the house. That's kind of the standing joke. Everything.
We came with the house.
You guys
We
came with
came
the
the
house.
house.
Yeah.
You guys knew where the insulated cups were before I did. That was funny
True,
to me.
we did.
We walk in, open the
Oh, good.
closet door.
Oh, good. Our cups are still here. Like, I didn't even know those were there. But
And for anybody who doesn't know, Chuck inherited, well, in a way inherited, he bought Mike Meningay's house. So, and Mike Meningay was the host of Slice of Sci-Fi. So that's how this all happened.
Yeah.
And
So-
the other microphones around the studio are all Rode
Right.
Procasters.
Right.
So we've got those consistent now.
Those are really good.
Rode was very
mic.
good to us.
Oh yeah, they were really good to you for that the podcasting for dummies
Yes.
workshop that we did. Yeah, that was really cool. I couldn't believe it's like, oh my gosh, they gave you like
And
several
last-
$1,000s worth of equipment.
Yeah, they really did. And last year, when we redid the fourth edition, when we did the third edition in 2017, we did the fourth edition of Podcasting for Dummies last year in 2020, because we all need extra things to do during
Right.
The Great Pause.
the great
Great
pause.
Pause.
Yes.
And I got a Rode Rodecaster Pro.
Oh, Rodecaster
the little
Pro,
mixer and
Oh,
sound
cool.
effects and everything built into
Oh,
one.
wow.
Nice little studio in a compact form factor.
You got that during the Great Pause?
Yes.
Okay, we need to come over to your house. I want to see what you've been doing.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not done yet. I'm not using that for the... Yes, you do need to come over because there was a renovation this past
I
winter.
know you did a
Right,
renovation
yeah.
with
More
a
of a
studio.
video studio.
Knocked
and
everything down and displaced us.
It
and-
was mixed emotions.
Yes.
It really was. It was hard to take some of the history away from the studio.
I feel homeless now.
yeah.
No, you won't. You'll feel right at home.
We have to sit on a stool though. And
I got some
squirm.
I got some director's chair, but
Oh, cool.
When I sat in, I'm like, I don't know if it's going to hold anybody greater than $1.60.
I'm 240.
we
now.
may be looking at some better chairs.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I disappear off the feed, and it's like, what happened?
Sight gags, they're priceless.
Exactly, and that's in the studio that's in your home now.
Yes, one of the things that Mr. Meningay did was turn 2 bedrooms into one big studio.
Yeah,
but
it's a great studio,
and it was set up really for an audio podcast, and I found more of my work content was visual.
Right.
Doing live streams and green screen especially. I didn't have that depth for the green screen because we were shooting across the short side of those 2
Right.
bedrooms. And by redoing this, came up with a plan. Work was kind enough in Q1 to kick in some money for a camera. I've got a nice Sony camera with a good lens on it, going into an HDMI, and some really good lighting.
Yeah.
So it was a few more holes in the ceiling, but
yeah,
we've got it.
Yeah, how many holes are already
And
there?
it's really meant to be reconfigurable on a dime, so
Right.
I can
Yeah.
do a work live stream and turn it around, and in 10 minutes later, I'm doing a green screen for karaoke or whatever. It really was a lot of
Right,
fun. So
yeah.
it's very configurable.
Yeah. So tell us about obviously Technorama. Tell us and our listeners what that podcast is all about and what was
And why you the hell allow us on that show?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a lot of fun. No, Technorama is our tagline is the podcast that looks at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. It's got some news in there. We'll talk about NASA news and biomedical engineer things that we find interesting that generally don't make it on other podcasts. So there's some of that offbeat news, like, hey, this man built a full-scale model of the Enterprise in his backyard.
Right.
Just fun stuff like that. And then a storm came and knocked it down.
Right.
Whatever.
Or
Yeah.
California raisins.
The California raisin things.
As we were driving today, I heard a horse with no name, and there were plants and birds and rocks and things.
In things.
and things.
Yes.
That's a northern. Is that a Michigan or is that Wisconsin? Or you just
What,
picked
just
it
add
up?
in
I don't
things at
know.
the end?
It's just,
Yul Brynner had et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah.
So.
It was written into the script.
And Chuck has and things.
I used to have till I was mocked.
Mercilessly by me, Keith, and Mike Menengay. An episode that should go down in infamy.
So Technorama, we have a lot of fun. It's really just, here's a couple of guys with some bullet items of things they want to talk about, and we can go down tangents and rabbit holes, but there's some sort of structure to the show, so it's
Right.
not just open conversation the whole time. We do have a segment in there called On This Day in History,
Right.
where we look at special events that happened around space and science, and I think we're the only podcaster that will celebrate the anniversary of a Russian physicist we can't pronounce.
And we always give that name to Craig.
Yes,
Because it's
so he can
fun.
really butcher it, and maybe one of these days he's going to actually say it right, and we're just like, no, that's not
wait a minute.
right.
Actually, the last time we did the show with him, he did say it was some foreign name. and
French name or something. Yeah.
He got it right. I was amazed, and I think I lost money at Vegas for that one.
And that's kind of was while we had been doing our show, that was kind of the impetus for us to do the birthday segment on our show, is those types of things that that you do on this day and some other things.
And others we stole it.
It's to fill out the episode, because obviously we have interviews and we've kind of cut those down to 20 plus minutes. And then we do the rest of the show. And we're getting lots of feedback. So we have a feedback segment, and it fills out the show. And
I just want more listener feedback. I want voice feedback.
Voicemail.
We're in a bit of a dry spell for listener feedback, I
Yeah.
think. Just
We're not.
podcast-wide.
I mean, we get it all from social media,
Right,
but I would
right.
love some voice feedback from time to time.
occasionally it comes in. And it's okay to be inspired by other podcasts. I
Oh, yeah.
totally believe in that.
Absolutely.
And I use my work properties to inspire the home stuff, and the home stuff is a crucible for things I can try on. I took that history segment and I put it into my Saturday night karaoke. It's all I try to keep it more music based.
Right.
So it's like, hey, it's Mozart's birthday kind of thing. So,
Right.
But
That
it's
could be a lot of fun.
I do I look at a famous birthdays site, and I just pick whatever jumps out at me at the moment.
Yeah, you got to recognize it and be able to represent it, because I know when I
Right.
listen to your show, it's like, it's Julie Andrews, and you'll put in something about Julie Andrews or whatever.
Right.
Sing a little
Yeah,
song or
well,
something.
there's a lot of research that goes into that.
Keith
spend
really
2 or 3 hours.
Keith really does spend a lot of time, because I take care
I'll
of
research trivia.
Yeah.
And I'll go to Wikipedia.
Yeah,
I'll
it's easy to go down those rabbit holes, isn't it? 'Cause
yeah,
when I do-
and then about somebody that doesn't even wind up on the list. I mean, down
Right.
the rabbit hole.
Right. Yeah, I often go and as I'm going through the Saturday night one, I'll go, oh, a drummer who was born in the 40s. Let's see what bands they played with. And it's, I'll spend 20 minutes on Wikipedia and go, no.
Yeah, you get to something and it's like, oh, he was a pig. Or
Fascinating, but not, yeah.
not pertinent. Yeah, because there are times like I work on my own parts of the script and elements for the article that go into the website. I had all my stuff done, and Keith was just still slaving away. Now I don't know if he was actually slaving or just gone down too many rabbit holes on the birthday bit, but yeah, I know that you spent Keith, to his credit, he really spends just a ton of time on the research of it, and it's a good thing, because we keep getting comments from people saying that the birthday segment is their favorite part of the show.
Yeah, and that's morphed as well. I mean, it used to be way longer than it is, so we never had time we were always running up at the wire.
Yeah.
And
never had time for a second segment.
And then I cut it down to like 2 to 3 names a day, plus any of the, we do Facebook friends and any other friends that wind up in our feed. And that was too sterile. So now I have more names, but I don't go as much in depth on all of them. Some of them I just say, here's this person, they did this, and most known for this.
Now, you've been doing this for a number of years, and one of the differences between your segment and mine is I only do it for the day we release the podcast.
Exactly.
It's like,
I do
this
it
is
for
a
the
Wednesday
whole
release.
entire week.
Yeah.
Right. And you do the whole week. Are you repurposing last year's content at all?
No.
No.
Not really. No.
I know. Last year you told me that I should, but it's like, but every year changes. It's
Yes.
whoever. There were a couple of people this week actually that I remember we did last year that I'm not going to do this year, just because there are other interesting, as we watch things and we see things and we come to know more information.
Yes.
New people pop in,
Yes.
and then some of the old stuff kind of needs to either
be
jettisoned,
go away for a while.
I mean, there are some that always make the list. Like last week was Adele Dazeem, Idina Menzel,
yeah.
which was John Travolta's screw up at the Oscars. He called her Adele Dazeem.
Oh, dear.
So she's always going to be on the list.
Yeah, that's the gift that
just
keeps on
because
giving.
of that. So, other than Technorama, you do Topic is Trek.
The topic is Trek.
Can I just say, and it's only because I've been drinking wine, so I'm feeling very loose right now. But
Bring
my
it.
God, I wished I had been asked to be on that.
You want to be on there?
Yeah.
Because
We- we'll-
I love Star Trek in pretty much all its forms.
We'll bring in the guests.
You could have asked to be on there.
I didn't know they were going to be doing it.
We were batting
They've
this
only
idea
been doing it
around
like for 5 years
No,
now.
oh, well, it's
But
a little over
they had already started it, and I felt kind of weird about saying, "Oh, can you bring me onto the show?" I mean, I don't know, that felt kind of weird. So I never said anything.
Yeah, we started in the middle when we were writing the third edition of Podcasting for Dummies in 2017, because when we drafted it, it said Chuck and T are both working on launching new podcasts. And by the time it came out to print, it was like Chuck and T both launched a new podcast.
Right.
So yeah, I know exactly when that started, and we have had some guests on. Joe Fiore has been on before. Gary Lindros has joined us. So
cool.
we've had some guests on the show, and so you're always welcome.
I'd love to, because I've guested on a couple of other podcasts about Star Trek, and it's something that I just love to do from time to time.
I am pretty much there for the colorful commentary. Clinton and Craig will get into. I can bring the references,
Right.
but they have more opinions about right or left, top or bottom, and that's all great discussion. And then I'll throw them a curveball. No, Charlie X says no.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
So and the deep cuts will come out.
Yeah.
In fact, I was on whose podcast was I on? And they mentioned something. Oh, we were on the Podcasting for Dummies podcast that's coming out on Tuesday. I was editing that today, and somehow T kept saying he made a 90-minute promo.
A 90
90-minute
minute
And I
promo.
went, no, you mean seconds. He goes, yeah, second. But later he slipped into minutes again. I went, okay, this is a Wrath of Khan thing where minutes are hours.
Yeah. You're exaggerating. Not mine.
It just
90-minute promo. It's like,
no, that's a documentary.
okay. Yeah, exactly.
But I couldn't help myself to slip in that Wrath of Khan thing. It just was right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Star Trek's always on the forefront of the brain. We've gone through all the movies now. I'm sorry. We have to go through Beyond, and then we'll be done with the movies.
God.
Wow. No, wait. We had some real winners in there somewhere. So we're going through Beyond, and then we're going to start into Enterprise. We're not doing this in any particular order. We did the animated series. We've been doing the live series, live, when they are aired. So when Discovery comes back, we'll talk about the Discovery. We do it bi-weekly, every other week. And we'll talk about 2 episodes of Discovery that week, or Picard, or whatever is that. And then we'll put all the legacy stuff in the back burner. So you'll get your news, you'll get your reviews, and we also have a game at the end. We'll either play Warp Speed Roundtable, where we'll ask you a question, and we invite the audience to join in. Like, if you could bring a companion along, would it be Spock's Salat Achaya? Would it be Porthos? Would it be, who would you want as your companion to bring along?
Pet.
Admiral
Yeah.
Archer's favorite beagle.
Yes.
that
So
got
there's a
transported
lot of
somewhere.
references in there.
I'm
some-
bringing that cat from Discovery.
Grudge.
Yes, Grudge.
Grudge. Yeah.
She's a queen.
So we have fun with that, or we play Shuttle Pod or Airlock. We'll pick a character and say, what did they do right? What did they do wrong? And would you blow them out an airlock, or
you
give them a shuttle pod?
Ooh, shuttle pod or spacing. Wow.
Yeah.
That's harsh.
So we have a lot of fun with that show.
Cool. And then you have other little things that you're doing as well.
We do.
Yeah.
I got to paint the front door.
Oh, yeah.
He said that as a question. We do?
Yes, we do.
As he looks at his wife and go, "What's on the honeydew list?"
Yeah.
No, there's Podcasting for Dummies, the companion podcast, as I
Right.
mentioned.
Right.
And as far as I know, that is the only podcasting book with a companion podcast, as
Cool.
if that doesn't seem obvious enough. So,
Go listen.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's sort of like the director's cut of the book.
Cool.
It's everything we wanted to say that may have been cut, or we just wanted to expound upon that the editor went, too long here, boys.
Bonus features.
Yes,
Yeah.
bonus
So
features.
did you fix the utub.com?
Yes, there in the third edition, Keith was gracious enough to point out that through all the editing processes,
In the 9 million edits.
yeah, utub.com, that got a big sticky note like the first day, and was the first thing to get axed in the fourth edition. utub.com.
I even bought that domain for a year or so.
That's right. Didn't do anything with it, but
So I can honestly say
Just
I'm
so
now,
somebody could actually click on it.
and it goes somewhere.
It's just a park domain name.
They don't even have roadkill in a paper cup. I suspect that's coming up in a little bit. But
that'll be ironic.
foreshadowing.
Yeah. And then,
I can honestly say that I'm now getting paid to podcast.
yay.
It is part of my day job, as I am a full-time content creator for audio and video and print for my company, ServiceNow. Not my personal company, but I am a developer
you don't
advocate.
own ServiceNow? I thought you owned ServiceNow.
Well, I have shares, so yes, I guess I'm kind of an owner.
you're a part owner.
Yeah, I'm part owner. I get to vote on the board of directors, something like that. And we started a developer podcast last July of 2020 that we kind of kicked around the idea for about 6 months or so. And I know our competition has one as well. So I listened to theirs just to find out what kind of topics and how
Right.
their flow is going. Ours is a lot more fun. Oh, yeah. Theirs is totally straight-laced. Mine-
Well, if it's got you involved, it'll be more fun. I mean,
yeah.
that's just it's part of the package.
and it really allows me to speak about my passion, which is my work.
Right.
And two other developers in the ecosystem, to our product managers, to share with the developers what they can learn. And I've introduced in the last month or so a new topic. So I really weave these three things together. It's so our developers can be better. We had one on how to talk to executives, because developers, technical people talking to senior
Right.
management, not always the best
Right, right,
experience.
right.
Want to make that better. And how to build trust. We've got one coming up on how to build better presentations. So giving you some career advice, not just the
cool.
technical advice.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of fun.
That's cool. So
Well-
you have all of those things.
yeah, and so many more.
other little streams and this and that and the other. Do you have?
But
time?
unfortunately,
yeah, we're up
we're up
against the
against
wire
the,
here.
yeah, we're
Dang,
hitting the
okay.
red line.
That
so I'll just simply ask this: if people want to find out more, okay, first, Chuck, where can they find you on any kind of social media in case they want to know about this madman here?
Easiest way, ChuckTomasi.com. ChuckTomasi.com.
E-I-E-I-O.
In fact, I just put all of my work productions on my website this weekend.
Cool.
Okay, and if they want to find out about the myriad of podcasts that you are a part of, how do they do that?
But the fun stuff is over at chuckchat.com, the non-work stuff.
The non-works.
Actually, the non-work stuff is over there. Yeah, there's a podcast menu on chucktomasi.com. It's all there. That's my central landing page.
Yeah, chuckchat.com.
Oh, there you go.
/Technorama. And that's it. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank
Chuck.
you.
And you're still going to be here for
For the rest of the show.
Watch
God
out.
help us.
Here
Yeah,
we go.
We're in trouble now.
with the rest of it.
You don't need to hear their identification. They're the Two Gay Geeks. They can go about their business. Move along.
Well, that's always a fun time talking to Chuck, and he's going to be here through the rest of the show.
God
here.
help us.
And he's probably going to hijack it like we tend to do with Technorama.
If Jeannie can do it, I can do it.
I'd be disappointed if he doesn't.
Exactly. Here's a few selected birthdays for May 31st through June 6th, 2021. May 31st, Colin Farrell, actor. He gets around.
Yes, he does.
A lot.
Eureka!
Yes, Fantastic Beasts. He was in the remake of Total Recall. I kept seeing that in his thing, and I didn't realize that he was, because we haven't watched it, that he was in the remake, and it said Doug McQuaid, and I thought, What?
Yeah, it bears very little resemblance to the original film, and in fact, a lot of people actually, I think, for as cheesy as the original film is, the Paul Verhoeven film, I think people preferred that one.
He was also in Minority Report, and he was also in the Daredevil movie. He was actually originally
he was
scheduled to be Murdoch.
But instead he played the heavy in that film. He was also in, oh my gosh, I can't think of it now, the Mary Poppins movie that we saw about the making of it.
Oh, yeah, the Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah, Saving Mr. Banks. He is the father of the author.
Yep. And then we have Walt Whitman, poet, often called the father of the free verse. His series Leaves of Grass, which he published with his own money, was described at the time as obscene because of the overt sensuality that he included in it.
Indeed.
And was widely rumored to be gay. Denim Elliott, actor, British character actor, Indiana Jones films. They actually, rather than recasting him in the last film,
they just wrote him as dead.
Yeah, they just wrote him
same
as dead.
Thing. Yeah, they did the same thing with Indy's father, even though Sean Connery was still alive.
And did several Merchant Ivory films. Was a bisexual man.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, who sadly contracted AIDS.
Oh, I really didn't know that.
Worked up till a year before he died.
Oh,
in
good
1992.
Oh, that's depressing.
Yeah. Peter Yarrow.
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Peter, Paul, and Mary. And our friend Brendan says that he used to babysit for them when he was children, and he'd come over and sing Puff the Magic Dragon to them.
Okay, so Brendan actually told that?
Yes, Brendan told that.
That's
not his mother.
Not his mother.
So,
well, I'm actually a little bit jealous, really, because that was, according to my mom, Puff the Magic Dragon was like the very first bit of music that, as an infant, I responded to. Cool. And I've been a fan of Peter, Paul, and Mary ever since. So, yeah, I'm jealous.
We always told our kids whenever somebody asks you a question, the answer is blowing in the wind. So they would always yell out, "Blowing in the wind!"
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, I got to remember that one. Yeah.
And then a Facebook friend of ours who is an author herself, Stephanie Weipert. June 1st, Marilyn Monroe, actress.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
I was just going to say
yeah. Legendary blonde bombshell. She actually helped Ella Fitzgerald break into some of the nightclubs that had previously been segregated.
Well, good for her.
Yeah, she was.
Major credit for that one, because Ella,
very good friend.
I love Ella Fitzgerald.
Tom Holland, actor, Spider-Man, can't keep his mouth shut.
No, he
so
can't.
They don't tell him anything.
They tell him
They give him
nothing.
The script the day of the shooting.
And they only give him his scenes.
His pages. Exactly.
They don't give him anybody else's so that he cannot blow anything. Yeah, because he's loose lips sink ships.
Exactly.
And he's one hell of a dancer.
Yep. He actually was in Billy Elliot on the stage play.
The story about how he nailed the audition for Spider-Man is legendary these days.
And Jonathan Pryce, you might say the quintessential British actor.
Oh, I love this guy.
Everything from stage to screen. He was a wonderful actor. Rene Auberjonois, actor, best known for Benson, Deep Space Nine as Odo, and also in a delightful film.
I was his microphone stand.
You were his microphone stand?
I was.
On a Trek cruise.
On the Star Trek cruise, he wanted to get a recording of the audience, and I was in the front row, so I jumped up on stage and said, "Let me hold your microphone while you work the phone."
Oh, cool.
Nice.
That is neat.
So I wasn't in the video, but
yeah.
I got some great pictures on stage. I can say I was on stage with Rene Auberjonois.
Cool. Yeah, there was a film that actually was locally made by Bruce Dellis and starring Amanda Melby And all of these people are from Phoenix, and Renee was in it. It's called Raising Buchanan.
It is such a great movie.
It's a great film. It's about the president, James Buchanan.
That Renee plays.
Yep, and it really is a great film. Cleavon Little, actor, comedian, Blazing Saddles.
Oh, yeah.
Had a passion for the classic stage roles of Shakespeare. But during
I don't
that
think
time,
at that time he could get those.
he always got the comic parts, but later on he was able, as he established himself, he went back to the stage and played the
Well,
the bigger
I'm
roles.
glad for him, but I will say this. There's a reason why he was always given the comedic roles is because he was just so freaking good at them.
Yep. Then we have Kip Thorne, a physicist, longtime friend of Stephen Hawking and Carl Sagan, one of the world's leading experts on the astrophysical implications of Einstein's general theory of relativity.
That's a mouthful.
I would love to
Exactly.
interview this guy on Technorama, but I'm so intimidated.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's probably even more intimidating now. He's like 80-something, so he'd probably be this cranky old man.
No, actually, he was on Triple J on the Australian Broadcast Network, and he was on Dr. Carl's show a few years back and was right there. I mean, he's got it. Very
Wow.
interesting.
I
guy.
would still feel intimidated,
Oh,
though.
oh,
based
yes,
on-
I-
I'm the head full of knowledge. I mean, please. I'd be afraid to even say anything lest I look like
Exactly.
a total dunce.
We barely got through Michio Kaku twice.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow.
That's another one.
Oh, yeah.
And he makes it simple.
Exactly.
He was promoting a book. I don't know what the heck I'd talk about with Kip Thorne.
Oh, my God, I know.
So, you like cigars?
Well, cigars.
Yeah.
Nelson Riddle, a band leader, worked with many of the big names in the 40s and 50s at Capitol Records, Frank Sinatra, Ella Fitzgerald, Nat King Cole, and others. Very distinctive sound to his arrangements and his band.
Linda Ronstadt, too.
Yeah, and that was in the 70s.
Yes.
Late 70s, early 80s, that he came back and did that with her. And then we have a friend of ours, Jennifer Johnson Kano.
Wonderful
She's
singer.
A wonderful mezzo. She's a mezzo.
I'm embarrassed to not
She's an
know.
opera singer. There
Yes.
we go. That works.
She is a very, very successful opera singer.
Yes.
Has sung
And
at the
then,
Met.
And then there was a friend of ours, Mark Jones. June 2nd, Wentworth Miller, actor, known for Prison Break, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow. He's an out gay man. Justin Long, actor, I Am a Mac.
Not anymore. Now he's a PC. Actually, now he's a PC tablet.
I see.
The traitor.
And he was actually in Galaxy Quest as Philip,
As me.
Brandon.
Yeah, he was me.
Yes. And the Love Bug remake. Mm-hmm. Edward Elgar, composer. Everybody knows his music.
Da, 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 da,
And he wrote quite a bit of other things.
I know,
What
but
a bunch of pomp and circumstance.
That's all it is, yeah. That's what everybody
He
knows.
actually wrote the coronation music for Queen Elizabeth as well. And Kevin Feige, producer, Mr. Marvel MCU.
The man who, let's just say,
Yeah.
I think the man saved Marvel.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, his vision for that cinematic universe has done so much for the entire Marvel industry that I now they're like in a renaissance.
Yep. And then Zachary Quinto, actor, Sylar in Heroes.
Oh, yeah.
Spock in New Star Trek. He's an out gay man. Johnny Weissmuller, actor, Olympic medal winner. 5 Olympic medals.
Yeah. But he's Tarzan.
And he was most known as Tarzan. Marvin Hamlish, composer, winner of Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony, and a Pulitzer Prize.
Oh, I didn't know about the Pulitzer Prize, but
Yeah.
I remember the year that The Sting came out, and of course he was in charge of the. He oversaw the soundtrack to that. That man won so many freaking Oscars. It became a joke every time a category that The Sting was nominated in. He would win. He had to go up and receive another award.
Best lighting, Marvin Hamlish.
I know. Imagine
Best
that.
lighting, yes, Marvin Hamlish.
Best stunt work, Marvin Hamlish.
I don't do lighting, but I'll take the award.
June 3rd, Anderson Cooper, TV personality, out gay man, has a son by a surrogate. He and his ex-partner have joint custody. And Tony Curtis, actor, father of Jamie Lee Curtis. Penelope Wilton.
Oh, we just saw her.
Yes, actress. She was in Doctor Who, Harriet Jones,
Harry
MP.
Jones, MP. Yeah.
Yes, and in The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Chuck Barris, What a strange person.
Oh man,
Just a
this is a
totally-
guy I would love to talk to,
totally
but
strange person.
I'm afraid that I wouldn't get any honest information out of him.
Exactly. He was a producer of the Gong Show and was rumored to be a CIA agent.
Yeah,
Then we have Susie Plaxon.
Oh, yes.
Actress, Next Gen,
Twice.
Voyager, and Enterprise. And then Randy Lapham, a friend of ours, and Robert Andrews Sr. June 4th, Sean Pertwee, actor, Elementary. He was Lestrade in Elementary.
yes.
Gotham is Alfred. He's son of John Pertwee.
That's what I think. What a lot of people know him as. People are still hoping that he would actually reprise the role of the Third Doctor in a future Doctor Who episode, because there was a picture of him like a few Halloweens ago before the Great Pause. He dressed as his dad.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool.
Yeah.
If fans were just geeking out all over the place on that.
Yeah. Then we have Rosalind Russell.
Oh yes,
Actress, anti-meme.
Meme.
Meme.
Auntie Meme.
Yes, I
I
have.
hardly think so.
Yes, I'm your auntie meme, honey. She was a great actress.
Then where's my Uncle Cliche?
Exactly. And Robin Lord Taylor, actor, Gotham, is Oswald Cobblepot, or the Penguin.
Yeah,
Outgay
another
man.
outgay man.
He met his partner on a Frito-Lay commercial shoot.
Okay, however it works, it works. That's all that
It works,
matters.
Yep. Robert Merrill, opera singer of the 60s, a wonderful singer. And Russ Ozarka, a friend of ours on Facebook. He's the one that did the I killed the person who killed my...
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, that cartoonish take on a Shakespeare.
Yeah, the
story.
cutout
Yeah,
popsicle stick things.
right.
It was wonderful. It was
very
just-
well done.
It was very well
very
done,
quirky.
yes. And Neil Douglas, another friend of ours. June 5th, Troy Sivan, a singer, actor, out gay man. What a cute boy. He had a part in the movie Boy Erased.
Yes, he did.
And he's a heck of a singer.
Yes, he is.
And-
He sang the closing, the song for the closing credits.
Yep. And then we have, and this one is going to surprise everybody.
Oh, this
Hang on.
I know who Buck Angel is.
Buck Angel. He's an actor and activist. Normally, we try to stay away from the two big P's, politics and porn, on this podcast.
We got them both here.
However, Buck Angel is a unique individual.
Quite.
Many will know him from his adult film days,
I know him from Howard Stern.
but he is now an activist and speaker on trans issues and advocacy. He was one of the earliest trans men to be allowed hormone therapy. In fact, his doctor basically used him as a guinea pig for research.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they finally discovered the appropriate amount of testosterone to give him to maintain, all of that. And then
Okay.
he had his top surgery and he's not had the bottom surgery, so he considers his transition incomplete. But he is now an advocate for trans issues and all of those things. And that's why I put him on here, just because he's totally changed his, where he's at this point. So that's why I put him on here, because he is an activist. Then Mark Wahlberg, actor, singer, Marky Mark from New Kids on the
He
Block.
has so abandoned that
To
entire
Hollywood. I know.
That entire Marky Mark thing is done.
Yep. And then we have a good friend of ours,
Oh, yes.
Tim Calloway from Mouse Castle Lounge, and Gary Baum Wilkes and Joe Boudry, who is the program manager at Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Phoenix Fan Fusion, yes.
Whatever
Con
it is today.
thing.
Con thing, yes. The Phoenix Con thing.
Con and things.
Con and things. And then we have our neighbor, Ramon Quintana. Happy birthday, Ramon. June 6th, Paul Giamatti, actor. His portrayal of John Adams in the miniseries was absolutely incredible. I had already read the
entire book.
biography,
Yeah.
which was 754 pages.
Yeah, I read it too. It was pretty intense.
Incredible. And they were pretty faithful to the book.
I thought they were very faithful.
Yep. Harvey Fierstein, actor, Mrs. Doubtfire, short song trilogy, was a drag performer off-Broadway and started at the age of 15 in bars.
Yep. He's got this voice like this.
Yeah, and his hoarse-sounding voice is the result of overdeveloped ventricular folds in his throat.
Oh.
That's why he sounds the way he
All
sounds.
I can remember is that in Independence, where
David!
Yes. Sandra Bernhard,
oh my
actress.
God,
we met her at an HRC event.
I am so.
Phoenix.
It's not common that I am intimidated by someone, but I couldn't say 2 words to her because I just didn't know what she was going to do to me.
She's this big woman.
She's really not that big. She really
well,
is.
She's larger than life.
Her personality is, that's for sure.
Yep. Then we have Richard Smalley, physicist, discovered Buckminster Fullerene, or buckyballs, and is also considered the father...
Bucky's balls?
Yes.
I had to do it.
Considered the father of nanotechnology. We're moving along. Jason Isaacs, actor, known as Lucius Malfoy in the Harry Potter series, and Captain Gabriel Lorca
in Discovery.
What character do you think of first when you think of Jason
Lucius.
Isaacs?
Lucius Malfoy.
Yeah.
Because
well,
that character was so distinct.
He was
in Discovery. He was just a captain. I mean, granted, his character took some interesting turns later on, but Lucius Malfoy, when we first meet him, he is. I mean, there's just something really icy about him that you can't forget.
He's so deliciously awful.
He really is. Right from the very beginning. So it's easy to remember him that way.
Yep. And he has actually 10 projects in post-production right now.
Oh, indeed.
Yep. Robert Englund, actor.
Freddy.
Most known as Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
Yeah. He says, several of the quotes on IMDb have him talking about people that have recognized him, and teenagers will, give him the claw, drive by and honk their horns and give him the claws.
Well, one of my favorite moments with him is he had a guest role in Babylon 5. And he's just got it's in Grey 17 is Missing, and we finally meet him, and Garibaldi is there, and his first words are "Consider the hand," and he puts his hand up, and he's doing Freddy as he does that, and I know that was deliberate, and I'm sure that if Joe Straczynski had been on set, he would have said, "Stop that,
stop it." And then we have a Facebook friend of ours, Donovan Holdren, who is a singer. We interviewed him a couple of years back, and friend of ours, Vernon Meyer, and that's it for the birthdays this time.
Technorama, the podcast for geeks.
Okay,
Because
Chuck.
geeks are better than cool. You don't hear someone saying, "Get
away
away from me, you cool person." Who's going to have their 65-inch home theater system installed by the Cool Squad? Not me, that's for sure. How much cool cred do you have?
Not enough to care about.
Think you'll find any canned unicorn meat at thinkcool.com? It's just a part domain name.
Not
They
anymore.
don't even have
true, it's not
roadkill
anymore.
in a paper cup. That's why you need to start listening to Technorama, because that's what geeks do. Go to chuckchat.com and listen to Technorama before you turn cool.
People's heads are going to explode when they hear that.
I almost have an impersonation of that guy. I'm almost there. I'm working on it.
Imagine that.
And you can go listen to our friends Chuck and Craig over at Technorama Podcast.
I'm Daniel Radcliffe, and I believe that reaching out for help is the bravest thing a person can do. If you are struggling and need support, call the Trevor Lifeline at 1-866-488-7386. It's free and confidential, and trained counsellors are there to listen 24/7 without judgment. To learn more about the Trevor Project's life-saving work for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or questioning young people, go to thetrevorproject.org.
We want to give a shout out, as always, to the Joshua Tree Feeding Program. They're a 501c3 nonprofit food pantry for the HIV and AIDS community in Maricopa and Pinal counties. They offer a place where the clients can select from a wide assortment of nutritional foods to take home. They set it up like a store so the clients can come in and choose what they want so no food is wasted. They also have a new distribution day, and that is for the gender non-conforming community that may be experiencing food insecurity regardless of HIV status. They are an all-volunteer organization, and they could use your help. If you want to give a gift to Joshua Tree, you can do that by doing a single gift or a monthly recurring gift. Go to jtfp.org.
And it's time for our... Oh, stop it. Finger off. Thank you. It's time for our listener feedback, and these are the articles that generated some comments here and there, and various places like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. And each of these articles that generated this feedback segment will be featured in the show notes for this episode number 328 at tggeeks.com. Starting with, regarding TG Geeks episode number 322, got a comment from Hicks, and he just simply says, "Always a pleasure to get a shout out from you gentlemen. Thanks." I suspect that we'll get another shout out because we did
give
this.
him a shout out.
Yeah.
There.
That's one way to keep this going.
I know.
Yeah.
But usually
More feedback.
And there's the guy who he freaks out every time we mention him, and I'm surprised that it hasn't kept going. It's like perpetual motion. Moving on, regarding Focus Features announces Downton Abbey 2 in theaters this Christmas. Got a comment from our dear good friend Corey Nelson, and she simply says, "Yeah." Moving on, regarding Film Movement to re-release Strike a Pose documentary for 30th anniversary of Madonna, Truth or Dare. We got a comment from Film Movement themselves, and they must think that I'm a caveman because I got 2 high fives and dancers, all emoticons. Yes. How cute. Got a comment from Hamish Downey. He says, "Such a fantastic film. They really were superheroes to me growing up. They were superheroes to a lot of people as we were growing up. That's why this documentary." Moving on, regarding TG Geeks episode number 323, this one made me chuckle. Caught a comment from J. Scott Coatsworth saying, "Hey, when do I get to be on the show again?" Laugh out loud.
Well, last week.
Exactly. And this was the episode where we interviewed Zachary Wheeler. He's the author of Transient, the Max and the Multiverse series, and one of my new favorite books, Roy. And he says, "Yay, another lovely chat with 2 of my favorite humans. Thanks again for having me. Always a pleasure. I just listened to the episode, which gave me plenty of grins. My wife always looks forward to listening to the episode since she can only catch bits and pieces of my side of the interview. I'm sure that must sound pretty weird from her point of view. Whenever it's time to release a new book, I have to talk with the 2 Gay Geeks. Those are the rules.
Yay.
Check out the latest episode where we discuss Roy and the Durngani space station, among other nerdy things. Always a treat." And that is our feedback for this week.
And if you want to leave a comment or a feedback thing, you can do that. You can do it on our website at tggeeks.com. You can do on Facebook, because we publish everything to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as our YouTube episodes. We also have this little thing called a listener feedback line. Yes, you can call and leave us a voicemail message. And yes.
That's right.
What? Where is that? Where's that cricket?
From behind you.
Oh, yes. Is that a message, Chuck?
That's what you hear on the voice line, right?
Exactly.
Cobwebs and crickets.
Yeah, lots of cobwebs.
Blow those cobwebs off. You can call 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. And as always, please play nice. As everybody knows, we are huge supporters of independent creators, whether it's filmmakers, comic book artists, writers, or others. Please buy their stuff wherever you find them. Their wiki pages, their Etsy pages, their Facebook pages, their Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever.
And if you are
all those places,
if you also if you have an account on Indiegogo because you paid somebody on something, take a look there. Go to there from time to time, or Kickstarter, and see if there's any new projects that are being started there that you might want to be a part of.
Chat them up and chat other people up about independent creators. consider supporting those independent creators. If you are trans or are questioning your gender identity, and if you are in crisis or are feeling isolated and need someone to talk to, or you know of someone in a similar situation, there is a special hotline just for you. The hotline is provided by translifeline.org and staffed by trained counselors who are transgender themselves. The hotline in the U.S. is 877-565-8860. In Canada, it is 877-330-6366. Or you can go to translifeline.org to learn about the important work they are doing. Please reach out for help. You are not alone.
Yeah, baby. They're like two gay geeks. They're together, you know. They're two gay guys and they're geeks. Is that okay?
I just want to say something about the Trans Lifeline. Tomorrow, June 1st, go to frightrags.com.
Yes.
The new Fangoria Pride tee is back at frightrags.com.
These go fast.
The proceeds all go to Trans Lifeline.
And if you want to get your hands on one of these shirts, make sure you get on that website early because it goes on sale. I think it's 10 Eastern.
Yes.
And because those last year, those shirts sold out
quick,
fast.
Yeah. And this is our second segment. I just want to talk about Best Exotic Marigold
Oh my,
Hotel.
what a wonderful movie.
The first time we watched it, we kept saying after, it's such a wonderful,
it's a
touching,
beautiful film.
Beautiful film. I mean, not only from the geographic, it's actually filmed in Jaipur and, in India. But the story is very touching.
Most of the characters, and I would say most, because there's one that's not all that nice, but everybody else, it's just a delightful story. And I said it again when the credits were rolling that it is a very beautiful film.
Exactly.
I loved it a great deal. I'm glad you suggested it last night. It was great fun watching it.
That was the one that came out a few years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's a second one.
We haven't seen the second one yet.
I have not either. I see the tile come up on Hulu or Amazon or wherever it is.
I want to see the second one, but I'm afraid to because I don't know if they can capture lightning in a bottle.
Exactly. Donna steered me towards that one. I think she had seen it first and then said, let's sit down and watch this. And I enjoyed it a lot. You're right. It is.
Well, the cast is fantastic, and it helps that all of these people had known each other in real life for many, many, many years.
Yep.
So, and they were, I'm talking friends. And in fact, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be wrong, but I think 3 of the actresses in that film all were married to the same man at different times.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot of familiarity there. I mean, but they all get along really well.
Oh yeah.
And I think that helped create that wonderful chemistry on screen.
Yeah, Judi Dench and Penelope Wilton and
Maggie Smith.
Oh my God. Yeah. And
I mean, oh my!
Bill
the movie
Nighy.
was Bill Nighy. I loved Bill Nighy in this film. The movie is just delightful.
Dev Patel.
Dev Patel is
when
wonderful.
he was young,
Yeah, but
it was like right after Slumdog Millionaire.
It was after Slumdog Millionaire, and obviously before he got into Newsroom.
Yep.
But it's a lovely film.
Anything else on that?
No, nothing else I can think of. But just that if you haven't seen it yet, please check it out.
Go check it out.
It is a beautiful movie.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree.
Now it's the Wacky Week.
It's the Wacky Week Clap. Yes, the weekly review. These are the articles that we ran on our website at tggeeks.com, and the links for each of these articles can be found in the show notes in this episode number 328 at our website, tggeeks.com, starting with Sunday, May 23rd, Nudie Chupacabras.
Nudie?
Yes.
Nudie?
Yes, nudie. Yeah. Yes, it's
Again.
I did
Put
it
on
again.
some pants.
I know. Chupacabras never wear pants, and these two don't.
Yes.
So it could be, these are the nudie nerdy Chupacabras, number 49. Nerdy.
So they're not wearing pants, but they have a pocket protector somehow.
True. Well, all I know is that for a moment there, I sounded like the Swedish Chef. Bork, yeah. Monday, May 24th, TG Geeks episode number 327. On Tuesday the 25th, Marvel Studios Eternals teaser trailer and press release. That looked really interesting. On Wednesday the 26th, Bill and Ted, Escape from New York, and EC Comics apparel at frightrags.com. Please check out frightrags.com. These guys have just got the coolest
really
merchandise. And I'm
stuff.
not just saying that. I mean, I could spend all my paycheck there, unfortunately. I really could. Moving on, Thursday the 27th, Disney releases new trailer for Jungle Cruise, available July 30th. On Friday the 28th, Hamish Downey's 5 Questions with Philip Jackson. And on Saturday the 29th, Fangoria Pride t-shirt returns to Fright Rags on June 1st. Have a couple of shout-outs that we need to make. First, to the Arkle Times Post-Dispatch News for republishing our content from time to time. It is put out by Arkle. And he's always changing his name on Twitter, so just look for Arkle at ARKLE. And while you're at it, go to Arkle Studios on YouTube. That is youtube.com/Arkle Studios. He has a number of his projects there. His Shameless Cash Grab series, now in season 6. Woohoo! His Rants vs. Zombies series, which has officially ended, but you can always listen to past episodes. He also has a new item. It is Arkle Tier Ranks. Various things. You need to add things to that. Yeah, various things.
And things.
Yeah. And his game videos of Trick and Treat and Star Trek Online in things.
And things.
That's my editorial. We also must give some shout-outs to a couple of Facebook groups for allowing us to post our episodes and things and relevant articles and things on their pages.
I'm going to get a royalty for every time.
You better do it.
Or the listener has to take a drink. I'm not sure what happens.
Oh, I like the drinking game bit. Anyway, first, Two Gay Geeks After Hours. Big thanks to the moderators for literally saying, share away. And their URL is facebook.com/group/Gay Geeks After Hours. And then to The Gay Geek for pretty much the same. And their URL is facebook.com/group/The Gay Geek. And we must give special thanks to their moderator, Jeremiah Reeves.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Other places we are found are Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Amazon Podcasts, part of the Amazon Music, as well as where other fine podcasts can be found.
And things.
That's my podcast.
Podcast
if you hadn't noticed. Also, check us out on formerly Krypton Radio.
You need to
It's now
change that in the
Sci-Fi Radio at 3 a.m. and 3 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesdays. Listen to their other content. They are a 24-hour geeky internet radio station. Please rate us and review us on iTunes. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
And things.
And things. And that should do it for
What?
Where's Fred?
Rented Lips.
Rented Lips, yes. That should do it for this episode of TG Geeks Webcast. Be sure to check out the article for this webcast episode. We're going to have several links on the page. And remember, you can comment on our Facebook page or website, tggeeks.com, or leave us a voicemail at 469-TG-GEEKS. That is 469-844-3357. From TG Squared Studios, I'm Keith Lane. Thanks Chuck Tomasi for being with us this time. And thank you for listening. And I forgot to press my button, so I'm going to have to keep talking through here. Please be kind to those, yourself and those around you. Stay safe. Continue to mask. Get vaccinated. Peace.
Cheers and things.
Well-oiled machine.
Yes.
Lemon curry